Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm sorry, I was getting all my stuff together. I was getting my stuff ready. TJ will not be making it to the live stream today. Unfortunately, he is down in Boston with his parents. He's driving up now to Maine, so he couldn't make it to the live stream. So it'll be just me today. Just me today. But don't worry, I have all of my updated information for you guys. I have the updated injury news and everything ready to go. But of course, guys, I'm going to wait for a few more people to join here, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Obviously not in the right headspace right now, as a lot of other people across the country aren't. But I do realize that, you know, people handle grieving differently, and with everything that's happened today, I do realize that I still have a job to do. And if the games are still going on, I do realize that you guys have money on the line. You guys have reserved contests. So I thought I'd push forward and give you guys the content, of course. I hope that you guys can understand. By no means do I want to do this right now. Definitely trying to push along. But again, guys, I'm trying to give you the best content available. Again, in just a minute, we'll go ahead and get started. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. As everybody knows, with all the reports that have come out, Kobe Bryant died today in a helicopter accident on his way to his daughter's basketball game. Sorry, I just don't have a place for words right now. And for all you young guns out there, Kobe Bryant was my LeBron James. I grew up watching LeBron. I grew up watching Kobe Bryant as opposed to LeBron. He was the best player in the NBA that I've ever personally got to watch besides LeBron. And, you know, I'm a Spurs fan, so I watched Kobe Bryant defeat my Spurs many, many times in the finals. So I grew up a Kobe hater, but certainly after his career, man, just reflecting back on everything that he did, just overwhelmed with emotion, you know, from just internally, from a basketball perspective. So with all that being said, guys, 24 seconds of silence. We're going to dedicate this stream to Kobe Bryant. And with all that being said, guys, after the dedication, we'll go ahead and start talking DFS. But just real quick, guys, bear with me here. And again, guys, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. And with all that being said, guys, send any thoughts and prayers you possibly can, just to the community. The NBA community is hurting today, so nothing but positivity, please, towards everybody. With all that being said, life is way too precious. Take every moment that you possibly can, guys. Enjoy this life to the fullest extent. Let's go ahead and move into DFS now. As you guys know, a lot of the injury news is not going to be readily available because Fantasy Labs did go ahead and stop providing that news for us. So there is a link on Fantasy Labs. Thankfully, they were able to go ahead and put that out for us. So if you guys aren't aware, there's a link that they posted last for Fantasy Labs. If you click on that, it'll update all of the information. So the last person to get ruled out here is actually DeAndre Jordan and Kyrie Irving. So that definitely affects things in Brooklyn. Hold on, guys. Sorry, 1 second here. And I really do appreciate you guys joining and showing the support. Of course, thanks for staying through the dedication and everything, guys. Do appreciate it. So let's go ahead. I actually haven't gotten a chance to crunch the Brooklyn Nets numbers here, so we'll go ahead and start with that. Spencer Dinwiddie at 35 minutes here. You got the slight boost, so let's go ahead and look at that. We have Kyrie off. He's off for personal reasons. There should be a couple more players that will follow suit. It looks like there's going to be some players that are not going to play today because of the Kobe news. So we just have to kind of monitor the NBA news as much as possible. So also, guys, if you see any injury news, please do update it in the chat. Just because I will not be able to see it, I'm going to be having my chat up and answering any questions that you guys might have about the slate. So thanks, guys, for helping me out today. So Dinwiddie averages 1.23 fantasy points per minute with Kyrie off the court. So we'll go ahead and update that now. Jarrett Allen here, 1.14 fantasy points per minute. Of course, guys, this is the late-breaking injury news for Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan. So just updating it here. It looks like they are in a pace-up matchup as well against the Knicks. So I will probably be all over these Nets because of that. So let's go ahead and I'll give you the updated numbers here in just a second. Levert. Yeah, Levert's actually been killing it. Last game was a dud for him, but besides that, he's actually been doing really well. Looks like he's going to be a decent GPP option here tonight. Go ahead and feel free to enter any of your questions into the chat, guys. If this is your first time to the live stream, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. We do appreciate all the support from you guys. And this stream will be a little bit shorter than normal just because we do have all the injury news out for now. Updated. It is a smaller slate. It's only 6 games, so not too much to cover. I do have a general direction. If you've watched the YouTube videos, not too much has changed. Jason Tatum was ruled out for the Celtics, so we'll go ahead and update that as well. All right. So let's go ahead and update all this. Brooklyn. It looks like Joe Harris, Dinwiddie, and Levert are all the same point per dollar value at 6. So I really do like these players. I love Dinwiddie as it looks like he's going to be a low-owned GPP option. However, if I update here, we're going to make sure we get a better understanding of the percentage ownership for Brooklyn before I can confirm anybody. But let's go ahead and talk about the Celtics. It looks like they're on the next part of our next piece of injury news here. So as you guys know, Jason Tatum was ruled out for the Celtics. So that does affect, obviously, the superstars here. With Kemba Walker, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown obviously get a boost without Tatum on the court. As you can see here, it looks like Jaylen Brown gets the biggest boost. I do like Jaylen Brown, 34 minutes, 6.5K. Kemba Walker coming in next at 5.6. And then Tice, obviously without Kanter, is a decent option as well. Coming in at 28 minutes, 30.2 fantasy points projected, 5.5 value. So Boston does switch up a little bit. It looks like Jaylen Brown will be the best value. And then, of course, we heard that news with Miles Turner being ruled out. So with Miles Turner being ruled out, it looks like Doug McDermott actually got a significant boost. If you guys saw in the video, I updated the injury news with Indiana, and I actually didn't get the minute increase in McDermott. I didn't see that minute increase, but now that he does have that minute increase, he's a fairly productive player. 29 minutes, he's getting that backup role. 6.9 point per dollar value on our sheet. Bidadiz, also 20 minutes. He's going to be a little bit higher owned. It looks like 20 minutes he's projected at, but he is a 0.92 fantasy point per minute player with those injuries off the court, 6.2. And then TJ McConnell, Lamb, and Sabonis are all great options as well. However, they're going to be more of a GPP option. I do like these players, but I just don't like them as much as McDermott and Bidadiz. So if we go back here, this will show you guys a rough summary of the players I do like. I haven't crunched my numbers yet, but again, guys, feel free to ask any questions you have on the slate. Like I said, this is pretty set in stone, so I do like these players. And I don't know if my live chat is working. It looks like no questions are coming in unless you guys are silent today. So feel free to enter any questions you guys have on the slate here. I'm going to go reload my chat here. Oh, you guys are just being quiet. That's fine. Yeah, like I said, it's a pretty straightforward slate. So if we look here, Doug McDermott, Jaylen Brown, Trey Young, Elfrid Payton, Dinwiddie, and then of course I like Favors as a GPP option tonight. It looks like he's going to be in a great matchup. He seems slightly undervalued here. Also, guys, if you guys could help with the injury news, like I said, that link for Fantasy Labs, they did tweet out. However, they're not going to be actively tweeting all day, so I won't get notifications. Please feel free to update me with any injury news, of course. So yeah, I think those are my favorite plays. Oh, looks like you guys are coming in with some questions here. These are my favorite plays as of right now. Doug McDermott is my favorite value play. So, like I said, for you guys just joining the chat here, I'm going to go over here to Indiana. So with Miles Turner off the court, McDermott gets the biggest minute increase here. 6.9 point per dollar value. So that's going to be my favorite value play on the night. And of course, guys, we can talk about this Atlanta-Washington game in just a second. I'm going to go through and answer some of your questions here. Favors isn't a lock anymore. However, I do like him for GPP. I do like Favors. He got a price decrease. He's now at 5.4K. What do I think about Lillard? I do not like Lillard if McCollum plays. He's very, very overpriced for me. I would say my 3 locks for tonight. My 3 locks are going to be Doug McDermott, Jaylen Brown, and Spencer Dinwiddie, I think, is another great play. I know those guys are all playing the guard position, so you could go Doug McDermott, Jaylen Brown, and then Trey Young's going to be very chalky. He's going to be extremely chalky tonight, playing in that high pace over-under game. So if we look here at the Wizards, this is the highest over/under on the entire slate. So Washington and Atlanta is going to be a good game to target for fillers. So people like Troy Brown are going to be a great play. 27 minutes, he is a fairly productive player. Isaiah Thomas, 23 minutes, and then Bradley Beal is going to be very chalk as well, 8.2K. So if you're gonna put people into your lineup, I would start with those building blocks that I mentioned earlier here with McDermott, Jaylen Brown, Trey Young, Dinwiddie, and then I would start filling in with those Washington Wizards guy. If you're looking for a cash lineup, that's what I would do. That would be my general strategy. And then yeah, so some really good low-owned GPP plays are actually going to come from this Phoenix Suns game. I don't know why these guys are priced low, and if you guys are watching the video, I don't understand the pricing at all. It looks like they got a price decrease, and they're playing in an up-tempo game. Makes zero sense to me. So again, these guys are going to be lower owned than I would expect in tournament play. So Ayton here is going to be the highest owned guy, 7.5. I think he's a fantastic play. Devin Booker is a great GPP option, 8.1K. And then Kelly Oubre is another good play at 6.3. And then I drew the line right there at Bridges. Yeah, Lillard is way too much. I would not play anybody from Portland, actually, unless you're looking at Whiteside, because Whiteside's going to have a really good matchup with Miles Turner out of the lineup. So that's like the only guy that I would play from that team. Whiteside, McCollum's slightly overpriced. I mean, it's going to be a pace down for them, but Whiteside is in a prime matchup. I really do like Whiteside if you're going to go for a GPP play. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and update here just so I can get a better idea of projection ownerships. But like I said, guys, I've been staying on top of this. If you guys have any more news for me, let me know in the comment section, because like I said, I'm not getting updates because Fantasy Labs is not tweeting out those active injury updates. Yeah, Booker and Beal, top guards for sure. I think Beal is definitely going to be chalky. So let's go ahead. I'm going to step back a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and look here at my favorite plays on my lineup builds here. So after computing values, we get a better look at like who my favorite GPP plays are. So Doug McDermott is going to be chalk, and he's going to be one of my favorite plays on the slate. Jaylen Brown looks like he's going to be more of a GPP option just because of his low ownership. No, I just got the question, how about Ariza? Ariza is not a good play anymore just because of CJ McCollum being back. The only reason that Ariza was a good play was because he was very cheap and he was benefiting from McCollum being out. But now that McCollum is playing, there's no reason you should be starting him. Trey Young's a great cash play. I think Trey Young's going to be very chalky. So if you go McDermott, Trey Young's a great cash play. Elfrid Payton's going to be high owned. So Elfrid Payton's another great play. He's going to be playing in a pace-up contest. Also, Dinwiddie, I don't think they updated the percentage ownership, but if he is that low owned, he's definitely a great GPP option. As you guys saw, we computed the values for Dinwiddie. Derek Favors is going to be another GPP option. I do like Derek Favors. He's in a prime matchup. However, Zion Williamson definitely ate into his usage, so he's going to be very low owned here. But again, great matchup. It's going to be a pace-up spot for Derek Favors as well. And then Herter, obviously, he's a shooter, 5.1K. He's playing in the highest over-under on the slate. Guys, all of these Washington Wizards and Atlanta players are going to be very, very chalky. LeVert's going to be another great GPP option. Troy Brown, another cash/GPP option. And then Morant, I didn't touch base on Morant yet, so we can go back to Memphis. Let's go ahead and look at Memphis's pricing here. Memphis, Ja Morant is one of the best plays. They are without Crowder, and they're without a couple other guys. But Morant at 6.6, that's great. I mean, he's in a smash spot against the Phoenix Suns defense. It's obviously a pace-up spot. I do like Morant, and I do like Dylan Brooks tonight. Again, those guys, I think Morant's more of a cash play, and then Brooks would be more of a GPP option. However, I don't mind either one in either one of those types of contests. So, thoughts on Randall? Let's go ahead and look at Randall here. Randall is in a good matchup. They have a very thin rotation down low. Brooklyn does, as we know. 34 minutes, not a bad play. However, I'm going to stay away from him in cash. I think there's better options. I think he's more of a GPP option. But I definitely don't mind Randall. 7.6 is actually pretty cheap for him. Yeah, as you guys know, for everybody joining, we did do a dedication, 24-second dedication to Kobe Bryant at the beginning of the stream. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Said what I needed to say about Kobe Bryant. Just an unbelievable basketball player, and as a Spurs fan, can appreciate his greatness from every aspect. I grew up watching Kobe. I know a lot of you grew up watching LeBron, but Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. All right, guys, feel free to fire away any questions. Of course, if this is your first time to the live stream, please feel free to hit that subscribe, that like button. We do appreciate all your support, guys. We've been growing tremendously, and all the support. We've gained about 50 subscribers in the past 2 days. Honestly, overwhelming support. It has been amazing, and obviously, we've been putting out the best plays possible for you guys. Obviously, staying on top of all the injury news, and this is the prime time for us. We stay on top of all the injury news right before lock, and we give you our best plays. I'm also going to go ahead and look back at the injury news here if there's anything that has updated. Also, guys, feel free to update me on the injury news. And it looks like there hasn't been. So, Drew Holiday is still questionable, and so is Pat Bev. So, Pat Bev, we are still waiting for that Clippers news, so we can actually go look at them. I'm going to take a look at them in just a second here. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the Clippers. I'll get to your guys' questions in just a second here. So, without Bev, I do like Lou Will. I know he burned us the other night, but I do like Lou Will a little bit here. 7.4. I think his usage is just crazy without Beverly and Paul George off the court. So, I do like Lou Will as a GPP option. Let's see. Montrezl Harrell, 6.8. That's a little too pricey for me. Kawhi Leonard snapped the other night. I think recency bias will have a lot of people on Kawhi Leonard. I still think it's a little too much as a pace down game for the Clippers. So, I do not mind Lou Will in the spot, but I think everybody else from the Clippers is a smart fade. And then I also didn't talk about Fournier in the video. Fournier is still underpriced at 5.9. I think in the mid 6 ranges is when he starts to get a little too pricey for me. But anything under 6K, man, he is just way too underpriced. I still like Evan Fournier as a very low GPP option. He has made or break the slate for us for a very long time. In a very good matchup. I know last game he actually didn't have that good of a game, but all the games before that, man, I mean, he's been killing. I can pull up his track record here. So 41.75, 40, and then like just the 35, and all these are around his value. 25 is still like around his value. 21, like I said, was the only bad game that he's had. So Fournier, with all the guys off the court for the Magic, I mean, I really do like Fournier as a GPP option. If he's one of your last players, of course, I do like other players over Fournier. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get to some of these questions here. Favorite GPP option? I believe it's gonna be let's see. I think it was, let me go back to my lineup builds here. It was Derek Favors. Derek Favors is going to be my lowest GPP option here. I think Derek Favors is in a great spot. I know that Zion Williamson's been eating into his usage, his rebounds. But again, Williamson's only getting 21 minutes still. Favors around 28. And again, big time matchup for them. Pace up spot for them. So I do like Derek Favors as a low owned option. I do like John Collins. John Collins, if he's only 17.49% owned, that's crazy. Yeah, I did get the news that Bembry was out. Yep. I already calculated everybody with Bembry off the court. So I do like John Collins. And then we had already mentioned Randall. Randall's another good option. And then, of course, Ayton. Ayton's going to be low owned as well. Benitez is going to be the highest owned center on the slate. I believe he's going to be... he's going to probably be in our cash lineup tonight for sure. Favorite power forward. So my favorite overall power forward, let's go ahead and look at that again. Doug McDermott, 100% for value. If I had to pay up for anybody, let's go ahead and scroll down here. I do like Troy Brown. I like Troy Brown in the pace-up spot. He's getting 28 minutes, 4.7K, so I don't mind Troy Brown. He's very productive, and he's actually more so with Bradley Beal back on the court, surprisingly. So I think that's just because he comes off the bench and plays his minutes, that six-man rotation. So I do like Troy Brown. And John Collins. John Collins will be my other play. Again, all these are custom projections, guys. I'm not just reading off Rotogrinders, so don't think I'm just... buying their subscription and not loading anything. And these are all our custom projections. As you guys know, we update the injury news and we update the rotations, everything without all the injuries on the court, and we input those custom values for you guys. Make it easy for you. Why is everybody on Elfrid Payton? Because Payton does bode well on her sheet. He's in a pace-up spot, and he's in a good matchup. I know Payton's like one of those players. He's just so up and down. But, I mean, look, he's been killing it every single game. 32, 33, 32, 39. All those are hitting value at 5.5 price tag. And they are without, let me make sure I have this right before I say it, RJ Barrett. So, yeah, RJ Barrett does give him a slight boost. So, Elfrid Payton's definitely a safe bet tonight for sure. Definitely a safe bet. And then Bobby Portis is a very low-owned GPP play. So 21 minutes, though, I'm probably not going to fit him into cash. But we know Bobby Portis can play. So Troy Brown definitely over Ariza, absolutely. See, Ariza has only been doing well because McCollum has been off the court, guys. I would avoid Ariza at all costs, seriously, because it's going to be a pace down spot. Ariza's now at 5K, 32 minutes, I get it, but McCollum's going to eat into that usage. The only thing, I mean, the only way I'd play Trevor Ariza is in a very low GPP, very low owned GPP contest. So that's what I would do. I would not play Trevor Ariza tonight. I would be all over Troy Brown, because dude, look at this over under. It's 120 to 121. That is probably the highest I've seen all season long. If you guys aren't filling your spots with Washington or Atlanta guys, at least for cash, you're doing it wrong, because these guys are all going to be very high owned. Trae Young's going to probably be the highest owned guy in the slate. I can actually look at that. Let's go ahead and take a look. So yeah, Trae Young, highest owned guy on the slate. Followed by Payton, Herter, Ayton actually. So that's kind of... I didn't know that. So Beal's next, McDermott, and John Morant. So it's kind of funny because all these guys are tagged as cash plays. I think they cheated and just looked at the percentage ownership there. Kyle Anderson, I believe, is starting. We can go ahead and look at that starting lineup here. Sorry, getting advertisements here. Yeah, Kyle Anderson is starting. Let's go ahead and take a look at his minutes. 3.1, 20 minutes. He usually doesn't play higher than 25 minutes. Yeah, so he plays very low minutes. 22 is the highest. So definitely more of a GPP option. I know he's priced bottom of the barrel here at 3.1, but I usually don't like starting guys over 25 minutes. He's still projected to get 20. I'll go ahead and update just to make sure that's correct. Feel free to enter any questions you guys have into the chat. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe for these late-breaking injury news updates for us. We do a live stream before lock to give you an edge every single slate. Very glad you guys could make it out today on this Sunday afternoon for sure. I know there's a lot going on. You guys are getting ready for Monday. You're getting ready for the new week, so I do appreciate it, guys. But yeah, so this, like I said, the slate is very straightforward. There's a lot of players that stick out, and there's a lot of players that don't. So, if you guys want to know the overall summary here, I pulled it up many times. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up one more time here for you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and get off here in about 5 minutes or so. I know the live stream is very short. I know TJ's without me, and I got to do my own lineups, guys. Jordan out, so are we on Allen again? Allen's actually a pretty good play here. Let's go and take a look at Jarrett Allen here. He's 6.1, so he did get a price increase. He's in a decent matchup. I think he's a good GPP option, but again, I think there's better centers on the slate. So Jarrett Allen, again, pace up spot, not a bad play, but I think there's better options. You like Randall better than Ayton? No, I like actually Ayton better. I do like Ayton better. It's a bigger pace up spot for them. Memphis does not do well against really any position, and he just has a soft matchup. So 7.5, I definitely am respecting that. I do like Ayton tonight for sure. I like a lot of these Phoenix Suns. I feel like a winning lineup is going to have at least 2 of these Phoenix Suns in their lineup. So I like Booker, I like Ayton, and I like Oubre a lot tonight. I do like these guys. The only person I really don't like is Rubio, and that's because he's actually been underperforming with Ayton back on the court. I'd pick Randall and Tice out of those guys that you gave me. Tice, Bertans, or Favors if you had to pick. I would pick Favors for GPP and Bertans for cash. So yeah, from this game, you guys let's go over the Washington Atlanta game. I'll give you guys my favorite plays. Like I said many times, Troy Brown's going to be one of my favorite plays. Well, Bradley Beal is my favorite option from that game. Bradley Beal is my favorite option from that game. He's still underpriced here. He got up to the 9K range when he was back fully healthy. It looks like he's getting back to that. It looks like they're giving him close to full minutes here. They're going to probably play him at 34 minutes here. I like Brown. I like Beal. And Bertans is not a bad play either. So if you're looking for a low-owned target, Bertans is going to be putting up a lot of shots in this game. Atlanta on the flip side, I like Herter. I like Young, and I like Collins. Everybody else is just kind of a GPP dart. I don't really know who's going to do well out of the rest of those guys, but I do like the top 3 for these guys. My favorite one's going to be Bradley Beal. I do like Herter, and I do like Young. Yeah, absolutely, guys. I went back and forth on whether we should do the stream or not, and like I said, everybody handles grieving differently, and I knew I had a job to do, and respectively, TJ took the stream off, so one of us has to work, and one of us has to put out content. I know you guys have money on the line, you have contest entered, so that's really the only reason that I'm here today. So, do appreciate the support, guys. I really, really do. Oh, Jaren Jackson. Sorry, I missed that question, guys. So Jaren Jackson, not a bad play. However, 31 minutes, 6.4 is priced accordingly. He's also in a bad matchup, so strictly just a GPP option for sure. Strictly just a GPP option. Phoenix Suns, we look back here. Saric is not in a bad spot here. 4.1 though. I think he's strictly just a GPP option. I don't mind him. Again, it's a pace-up spot. Anybody in this game is really a good play because they're in the pace-up spot, and these guys are all underpriced. I really do like the Phoenix Suns though. I like the Suns more than I do Memphis, but I do love Ja Morant on that side of the ball. I think this is a sneaky low-owned game. And I'm so surprised about these Phoenix Suns. I don't know what DK is doing with these guys' price tags. I mean, look at this, 8.1. Booker was literally 8.7 last game, and he scored 57 points, and he went down in price in a pace-up game. So Booker, I do love for GPPs. I do love Ayton for GPPs, and I do love Oubre for GPPs. I can't keep putting that in your heads enough, guys. All right, so Slothy's asking favorite plays in general, any price. Doug McDermott benefiting from the injuries without Turner. I feel like I'm going to be very exposed on Doug McDermott. He's a very productive player, playing 29 minutes. I do like Jaylen Brown as a GPP dart. Trae Young's another great play, but he's going to be high owned. Let me go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and update the percentage ownership one more time. I'm going to build 150 lineups and see what we're looking at here, so bear with me. Bear with me. Who should you play at the utility when you have 5,500 left to play? I will let you know that in just a second. Thanks for showing us support, guys, and coming out to the stream. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Please like the video. We do this every single night, guys. We do a live stream, and we go over the late-breaking injury news every single night. We help give you an edge. We do this differently from other big sites. We know that people get off about an hour before the slate, but that's way too early. Like, you need to look at all the injuries all the way up through the slate lock. So definitely appreciate you guys. I really do. So yeah, it's looking about the same. So it looks like Jaylen Brown's percentage ownership actually jumped a lot. So let's go ahead and look at this again. Derek Favors is still one of my favorite GPP options for centers. I do like LeVert. I like LeVert a lot because Kyrie is out for personal reasons now. Troy Brown's percentage ownership went down as well, so I do like Troy Brown for GPPs. Devin Booker is still undervalued, or his percentage ownership doesn't make sense, man. 29% for me and 10 for the public. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Definitely Doug McDermott. Guys, Doug McDermott is my favorite play on the slate. Do not fade Doug McDermott. He has 29 minutes, and he's fairly productive. And again, just a decent matchup in general. So he's going to have to be in there. He's going to have to be. 5,500. Let's go back to that question. So if you have 5,500 in the utility slot, who would you play? Oh, if you don't have Elfrid Payton in there, get him in there. Yeah, Elfrid Payton's a good play tonight, especially for cash. Payton's going to be high owned in cash for sure if you don't have him. Anybody else I would play? I like Derek Favors, like I said, and I like Bertans. I like Bertans a lot. That's actually a good range, so you have a lot to choose from. I'd probably go for Payton in cash. Terrence Ross. Do you like Terrence Ross tonight? I'm going to probably say no. Let me just make sure. Terrence Ross, 5.231 minutes. He's in a good matchup. I'd say strictly GPP. Yeah, as we know, he's very volatile. I mean, look at his games. They're all over the place. 19, 38, 29, 20, 32, 26. Yeah, they're all over the place, man. Last spot for GPP. That's the only recommendation I can give on Terrence Ross. Yeah, it might be Karis LeVert time. LeVert should step up tonight, especially against this soft defense and the Knicks. I don't mind LeVert at all. I think LeVert's actually a solid play tonight. LeVert at 5K. Yeah, he's going to be underpriced for sure. Underpriced for sure. Let me just make sure I'm computing him right. I made a mistake. I had somebody over... I calculated somebody completely wrong, and it really hurt me last night in GPPs. I had too much. Who was it? It was Cody White, or Colby White, however you say his stupid name, on Chicago. I had way too much of him, and he ended up sucking, and it was because I didn't update his minutes last minute, so I just want to make sure I'm not making that same mistake again. So I'm not. It looks like 35, 32... As you guys know, I punch in my own values for all of these players. And it looks like I've got them right this time. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here in about 5 minutes. So fire away any last-minute questions you have about the slate. Again, this is a very straightforward slate. We have a lot of Pacers exposure, a lot of Jaylen Brown, Trae Young, Elfrid Payton. Derek Favors is going to be strictly GPP. Dinwiddie's going to be a great play. LeVert's a great play. Troy Brown's a great play. Herter. If you don't know where to go, just go towards the Wizards and Atlanta Hawks for fillers. If you already got your core plays, like if you have McDermott, you have Brown, you have Payton in there, and you're looking for extra slots, Wizards, Atlanta are going to be your safe bets for tonight, especially for cash. For GPPs, I'd look elsewhere. I'd look towards those Suns, and I'd look towards the Grizzlies for sure. Aaron Holiday or McConnell. McConnell's going to get starter minutes, so I do like McConnell. Garrett Temple's minutes aren't intriguing enough. He's actually not that productive. So I went back and I looked at Garrett Temple, 28 minutes. Yeah, I know it's a bottom of the barrel price tag, but he's just not productive. I'd say his ceiling's not that high. You might want to take a stab at him in GPP, but other than that, no. Not too much interest in Temple. John Morant. Yeah, I do like John Morant tonight. I do like John Morant. Morant's going to be a solid cash play. He's going to be decently owned, and he's also going to be a decent GPP play just because of his upside in the high-paced game, for sure. Warren and McDermott tonight. I don't like Warren as much just because of his price tag. So if we go back here, I know Warren had a good game last game, I believe. Yeah, it was his last game where he just smashed. No, don't let recency bias trap you with him. He's just not that productive of a player. He's showing out to a 4.9 on our sheet. Again, this is a slight pace-up spot for them, but I like other players better on the Pacers. Again, guys, do not look at last games because last games can totally mess with your head. Like, yeah, dude, he's going to score 53 again. Probably not. He's not going to score 53 again. Melton or TJ McConnell on FanDuel. So this is strictly DraftKings. I'm just talking. But I do like TJ McConnell. I don't know the price tags on FanDuel. Any last questions, guys? Feel free to fire into the chat. I will go ahead over my exposures one last time here. As you guys can see, I'll keep scrolling here. We went over all these plays. Looks like BANKROLL dropped a lot here to 15%. Looks like I'm going to be similar on the field. Oh, yeah, Jeremy Lamb's another decent GPP option. So, again, I like a lot of these Pacers. If we go back to the Pacers, we don't really know what their rotations are going to look like. I do like McDermott. TJ McConnell, if he is starting, I like him the best out of the guards. I do like Jeremy Lamb as another GPP option, 26 minutes. Sabonis isn't a bad GPP option, and even Aaron Holiday. So you can really throw a GPP dart at any one of these Pacers. They're going to be in the rotation. Wizards guards besides Beal or Ish Smith. Yes, I do like Troy Brown. I like Troy Brown a lot for the Wizards. I do. But other than that, no, I don't like too many guards. I like Bertans, but he's not a guard. Brown or Oubre? Are you talking? Which Brown are you talking about? Oh, Jaylen Brown. I like Jaylen Brown tonight. Jaylen Brown, especially in cash, but I do like Oubre as a GPP option. So if you want to take that knowledge, Oubre could definitely go off tonight for sure. It's a pace-up spot for these Suns. Who are your favorite centers? My favorite centers. Let's go back and look. I like BANKROLL. I like favorites for GPP. Ayton's probably going to be one of my favorite centers. Ayton's going to be, all right, I'll just say he's my favorite center. I do like John Collins, and I also like Julius Randle. They're all very low owned, though, so I would start a mix of those guys. If you're playing multiple GPPs, I'd start different ones in every single contest for sure. Randle or Ayton, I'm going to go a little bit more towards Ayton just because he has a better matchup. It's a slight pace-up spot. He's just been killing it. He has been killing it. So ever since he's been back, I mean, maybe a little rough stretch here. But again, against my San Antonio Spurs, you can't really do much against them anyway, right? No, I like Ayton. I like Ayton better. Randall's not a bad play either, though, so you could go either or, but I do like Ayton. It looks like Rotogrinders added this little smash percentage. I think it's just based on their ceiling and what they can do. Showing here, Allen, Randall, BANKROLL, Ayton. They're some of my favorite plays anyway. So I don't really know how they calculate that. I kind of looked at it and I didn't really get it. But I'm assuming it's just based on their history of the season, who has the highest upside. Kind of interesting. Because they're actually not good at defense. If you look here, I can show you. Ayton, they rank 20th in the league against post-up bigs. Memphis does. It's a pace-up spot, too, so he'll get plenty of chances at rebounds, regardless of if Valanciunas covers him well. I mean, plenty of opportunities. So they don't perform well against bigs. Memphis is a different team this year, man. I mean, Memphis used to be a post-up half-court offense, and they're not that anymore. They are a pace-up team because of Ja Morant, because of the different roster changes that they have now. So yeah, I mean, they're not a good defensive unit, especially down low. Down low and against scoring wings, apparently, and any kind of wing player. They play good defense against versatile bigs and distributors, it looks like, according to the chart here. All right, so if there's no more questions, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get off again. I know this is a horrible day, a horrible Sunday for the NBA community. Thanks for showing up. I know I had to do my work, but again, try to keep your spirits up. And with all that being said, guys, have a great rest of your Sunday. Let's hope that next week is a lot better. We have been killing it as far as our contests, or as far as our lineups. If you guys haven't already, if you don't have any direction, if you guys aren't listening to live streams, feel free to go to our website. We do post an optimal cash lineup that is only designed for cash lineups. We have some of the highest owned players and our favorite plays mixed in on in those lineups. Sorry, I just can't get my head wrapped around today. But other than the live streams, that's what we provide. So again, guys, thanks for showing your support. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. And we will see you after the stream. Guys, if you haven't already, please enter that Discord link where we talk about the slate all day, every day. Okay, so with all that being said, guys, have a great Sunday, and let's cash.